Hi everybody, welcome to the Tuesday 25th May 2021 edition of 5KP program, weekly mentoring videos with Trading 5K account. It's Adam speaking and I'm broadcasting from Quito this time, so back from the beach to the mountains. Let's see how this goes. I'm coming back soon to Europe, so this will be there will be one more video from Ecuador, and then later on European edition of this of the videos. Today we'll have an interesting program, so we'll come back to the trades that we did last week, and I will discuss what's going on in the portfolio. Some positions expired in the portfolio, so we'll be able to invest create some new investments, play with the currency that is available to us again, and also we'll discuss one new exciting trade that I can't wait to introduce to you, actually to the students of the academy. With guys from YouTube, I will discuss mostly the Intel trade that we did last week. So before we go there, okay, of course there's this disclaimer. This video, remember, this is for informational, educational purposes only. I didn't give you any advice. These things that I'm talking about here and I'm trading, it's like my opinions based, and we're just playing here with the paper trading account. So I'm teaching you how to trade options and not giving you an advice that you can just take and then blame me for losing cash or whatever. So that's not it. Okay, if you agree with that, let's move on. And that's basically the agenda for today. We'll look at the portfolio performance. We're actually approaching 9K, to be honest, guys. So it's not 8, it's 9 now. And we'll talk about this new speculative trade on Intel. We did that last week, and see how it goes. Where are we right now? Where are we today? And for the students, so part 2 of the academy, we'll be managing our portfolio, new calls to sell. Okay, we'll be selling some calls on positions that expired, but we still maintain some stock positions on those. So basically renting apartments in terms of, stock becomes our apartment rental property. So we just sell some promises to sell those stocks and make some cash flow out of this rent coming in. Then we'll talk about news, fundamentals and technicals on VIAC, VIAC, CNBC or whatever, CBS, no, Viacom, CNBC, CBS. That's the company that I'm gonna be looking into trading, speculating on. Let's trade this. Now I'm gonna show you how I'm approaching this trade, and you can do that the same on the paper trade account, your paper trading account, and see how this goes for you, or maybe don't if you don't like it. Let's see. So first of all, let's jump into the markets and do a little market update. So I'm going to switch to the browser and look at what's going on in the markets. So trading view, there we go. S&P 500 futures are trading sideways higher, basically coming back after a little bit pull back. It bounced really nicely off this bottom line of the channel, and now it just continue going in the channel. Today I read something about Wall Street ticks higher as inflation fears cool. So Fed said something about they made some statement about inflation, that it doesn't exist or something, and then of course Wall Street reacts to this, and markets just keep going up and up and up. Okay, so we continue with this insanity, and it looks like the direction is we're just gonna create new all-time highs soon. Yeah, probably come back to that line again of the channel, and then just keep going or going up and up and up. Of course, when the discussion was about inflation cooling down, there's no inflation. Then if there is no inflation, this affected the bond yields. Okay, and now we have much lower bond yields. So if I go to Finviz and scroll down a little bit, you'll see that 10-year treasury is now 1.5, from 1.7 I think was the last time I seen it. So it moved down, and of course this is also positive news for gold. So gold is up a little bit today, not too much, but it's going up. We can see how this works here. So gold is right there, 0.36. So we're trading 1891. It's a really nice number. Gold had this beautiful recovery after a longer period of time of maintaining this downwards channel. Now it broke out. It looks like it continues going up. Silver also fantastic, doing really well. So I have some Fibonacci's here, but You can see that the price is right there, also in this beautiful channel recovery. It kind of looks like we are having here a nice head and shoulders recovery. It can continue going up to, would be nice if it crossed the barrier of 30s, then it could actually really fly. Dixie, which is the dollar index basically compared to all other currencies in the world, so dollar currency index, dollar has been slammed, it's just been destroyed, and we have an inverse head and shoulders here, like this. So it's gonna just continue going up, down, and cratering basically in value. If I scroll back down, you can see actually even worse pattern here. So it's basically testing this level of support, long-term support here. If this breaks, I see dollar going basically towards 82s or 80s even. Really low. So dollar is cratering, really, you know, and we're talking about there is no inflation. You know, the value of the dollar, purchasing power of the dollar is really decreasing, and we've been talking about this for a while. So nothing new. How to trade this? Well, of course, our bias is still, if we're trading stocks on the stock market, you know, it's still, you know, we have to follow the trend. So the trend is bullish, but we have to be also very cautious because, oh, well, anytime a correction may come towards this 200-day moving average, 50-day moving, it can break this channel. We have to be very careful. If it happens, you know, make sure you're hedged properly, and also, you know, that we can protect our portfolio. But for now, would be actually quite stupid and foolish to trade this market bearishly. Okay, protection, yeah, but for your trades, you need to be still bullish. Okay, what else? Okay, so I think that's the update from just looking at the S&P 500. We see what's going on. Okay. Interestingly, also I started watching the cryptos recently as they were destroyed. Basically, in just a week of time, they lost, I don't know, 50% of their value, and or a couple of days actually. So especially if you look at the Bitcoin here, you see this interesting pattern here, which may turn into that cat bounce. Like this is what I drew here. Might not, but it does not look very promising. Okay, Bitcoin had some huge corrections or crashes, I would say, in the past, from which it recovered. I don't know how it's going to be this time. Yeah. So very interestingly, you know, these were supposed to be store of value, right? Dollar is losing on value slowly, but these were supposed to protect me from these losses. Basically, what this confirms is my longer-term worry that, you know, these things are just speculative assets. They are not stores of values. They're not mature enough yet to be competing with gold when it comes to protection against inflation. When the markets were crashing, these things were crashing too. There was correlation. So I don't like it, and I didn't like that behavior, especially now these days when we see more and more printing. You know, this is not great. You know, losing 50% of the value of your portfolio if you are just in the Bitcoin within a couple days, well, that does not seem stable enough for me to be, you know, store of value. So just a little comment here, but I'm observing this. It doesn't mean I'm not partially, you know, my portfolio, my private portfolio is not partially also in cryptos. I own some ETH, not much actually. I own one. I sold the other one, so now actually I am on the market for free. Basically, I made some currency with the other, reinvested it. Because I had two ETHs. I sold one and reinvested it in something which, in my opinion, has value and is store of value. And then, you know, kept the other one just to be on the market and just, you know, see what's going on. And if this recovers, fantastic. If it goes down to zero, I don't mind. I mean, of course I mind. I don't want to lose all that currency. I will react, but it won't kill me. Yeah. So this is Ethereum, which is also has crashed significantly. I remember the value of this was like 4K, now it's 2.6. That's heavy. Okay, does not mean that it may not recover this time, but I also see this a little bit like it could form a little dead cat bounce pattern, something like this, and just continue going down. We'll see. Crypto gurus are telling me that you know, that's just temporary, but we will see. So that's what I see here on the markets. Full review now. What does briefing.com tell us is, you know, well, Market pairs opening gains, new home sales and consumer confidence index misses expectations, 10-year yield continues to slip, going down. That's basically on this news that inflation is no longer a worry, but everybody knows that there is a worry because we all see the inflation, in the prices of the stuff that we buy daily. Strong industrials, financial, consumer discretionary today, utilities, consumer staples, energy, materials are weak, okay? In the economic calendar, we don't have much, so I'm just going to skip this. And on FinViz, well, I'm just going to skip that as well. We're going to just see what happens with the Dow, kind of open high, still going downwards. Nasdaq is also moving downwards. S&P open high is going downwards a little bit. And on the map, you see the sectors which are weak or strong, okay? Does anything require special attention? Maybe today airlines somehow were doing good, but anything else than that, not really. Okay, let's go and look at the map and see a little bit broader view on this. How are our stocks performing? Do we have any earnings coming up soon? Earnings date, boom, nothing. You see that most companies actually already announced earnings, so it's safe to trade, okay, without worry that some earnings announcement may come over and destroy our trade. So only a couple companies need to report now: Adobe, Nvidia, CRM, Costco, okay, and not big players. Big players have already reported. Okay, so having said that, let's just move to the portfolio and see what's going on in there. So first of all, let's see how good are we performing. Our net liquidation is right now at almost 9K, so we are at 8.9. Just $100 separates us from being 9K program. Well, that's cool. Positions in here are doing extraordinary good. Okay, we are overall year to date 4K up. Okay, 4.1K. So we're very close to doubling the account, right? And what do we see here? Also that we have mostly winners, so the positions that we have are mostly winners. You see AG, you see XK, really nice winners. Only loser here, or basically company that is not performing so well for us, is GIS, and that's a speculative trade. And we have also our insurance, which we pay for. Okay, now we're just paying $65 for it. And the VIAC deal that I did today, I did a couple of days ago, I want to add to this position. It's not performing very well today. It's also a speculative trade. And our Intel position is doing all right. We're just making $16 on it. It's not much, but it's on its way up. That's good. We're not losing. And this is what we're going to discuss right now. So what's going on with Intel? Intel is our broken butterfly trade, which is still valid for 52 days. And let's have a look at the chart. So on the chart, let's bring the Intel in there. The internet is today a little bit slow, so maybe we need to give it some time. Okay, just to refresh the memory, what have we been doing with Intel? Well, first of all, we saw an opportunity there. After earnings, Intel typically, on the earnings drops significantly down. So it moved down from basically levels of 62.5 to its 200-day moving average, more or less, of which it bounced twice. Okay, and then we said, okay, you know what, I think that this thing's gonna come back and create something like that, create a recovery pattern. Basically, it will recover and come back to its 62s or even to 65s, if we're lucky. After some time, until the next earnings are reported, we'll see something like this. Okay, so based on this, we bought a speculative trade, which was a broken wing butterfly with its head of the butterfly sitting at 62.5 dollars per share. What do I mean by the head of the butterfly? I mean, this is our point at which we are making most of the profits. If the position expires at this level, will be most profitable. If it goes over this, our profits will decrease a little bit, but we'll still be making money. If it just comes close, also we'll be making profits, but this is our max basically returns point. So we'll be waiting for Intel actually to get to that level. What is going on today and in the past recent days, Intel was nicely recovering here, came back down a little bit today, 0.47%, not too much. So what I expect is just going to be continuing its uptrend from now on. I don't expect it to go down and retest this, just probably sit here for a little time. That's why we have 57 days. Okay, it's not a fast mover, Intel. Only on the way down, yeah, then it moves fast. On the way up, well, it's a little bit slower. Okay, so that's our plan. Now let's see at our trade. If I go and analyze this, okay, I'm gonna see where I am with my butterfly here on Intel. Okay, so we're sitting here at this level, basically 56.5 or something like this, which is generating us this $16 of income. Okay, should be 16, and it's on its move up. Okay, so yeah, so we're kind of generating profits right now. If we stay here, however, our and the time is going to be working against us. Of course, if we stay here for the next 52 days, Intel doesn't move anywhere, then obviously the time will bring us down to our max loss, which is 99 bucks of premium that we paid for this trade. If, however, Intel does what we expected, we're gonna end up here at 62.5, which is going to be around $400 of return if we expire at this level, or 100 maybe $200 here of return on this. So it's 1 to 2 trade. It could be, of course, 1 to 4 if Intel, you know, stayed around this level for longer and the time was bringing us towards our max win point right there. So over here, if we overshoot and Intel just shoots up to 70s, well, our income, or basically return on this investment, would be $151. Watch this number here. Okay, $150. If it just goes to the infinity, doesn't matter. That's our max return here on this side. So we're really shooting for the it's very targeted trade. So we're looking for Intel to get to 62.5. That would be fantastic for us. Okay, and basically kind of stop somewhere there. Okay, this is where we're making most of our profit. So we're on the way, and you know, time is ticking against us, but it's not ticking very fast. It's 35 cents per day of a loss on this trade. But if it keeps moving, you know, the delta, the benefits of delta here, you know, 21 bucks per point is much higher than the theta, which is basically just 33 cents negative. So we want to see Intel go up to at least to the point here of theta switch to be sleeping very nicely, because at this point where Intel reaches 59.13 more or less, time starts to work for us. So we will not have any more negative theta. The theta will be positive and will be bringing us towards max gains. So that's our plan. Nothing really changes. What am I going to do with this trade? I'm going to wait still and see where Intel's gonna go. It's just dropped a little bit today. I think it's going to continue going up. 57s, 58s, fantastic. Let's see if we can reach 59s and 60s in the upcoming weeks. Okay, and that would basically probably will sit here at the level 59.60. There will be some resistance, but if it breaks that, we're on our way to 62 and make nice profit of this. So I think it's a nice opportunity. It's a solid company. We went into that trade because it's exactly for that reason. It's a solid company, and which has a history of similar patterns, basically. And so that's what we trade, patterns of trading. Value company, so it has a nice PE ratio, and it pays dividend and so on. So solid company, which I would not mind to hold for a longer period of time. Some people argue that it's shit because, you know, it is AMD, it is old company, they're irrelevant. I don't think so, guys. I don't think so. They've been there forever. They can innovate too. So I think we will stay here somewhere, and then we will see what's going to happen. That's it, guys. So that's an update. I'm going to be updating you on Intel every week and see how we perform. If we need to close this trade or something goes wrong, you will see how I manage this. And you know, at some point of time, we're going to get out of this. I don't think it's going to be in 52 days. I'm probably going to be closing this trade a little bit earlier. But for now, we're just going to sit on it, okay? And now I'm going to move to the part for my students. So yeah, let's do that.